Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you to everyone that has subscribed to my channel. Thank you to all that has liked my videos, commented, shared my videos, and subscribed to my channel. Thank you everyone. You guys are the best. So today's video is going to be very interesting. I'm sure you've liked today's video. It's going to be a very interesting one, I tell you. So today I'm going to be talking about some of the culture shocks that I had or that I experienced when I came to Canada for the first time. So some of those things that I would say that the thing really shocked me to my bones, or some of the things were not really like shock, but they were things that I kind of noticed, when I came here. The first thing, of course, is the cold, the weather here. So the weather here is very interesting. I mean, before coming here, I was told about the weather here in Winnipeg, Manitoba, in Canada, if you don't know. So when I came here, before coming here actually, I heard from a couple of people how this weather is like. It's very cold. You get to minus 50, minus 40 and all of that, and you have about 6 months of below zero temperature. That's really cold. And but when you're coming here, like, you're excited. Whatever they tell you, you're like, I beg, we go run no be another Martin. You hustle away out of it, or whatever it is. So the cold was something that really shocked me. Like, it shocked me. It didn't shock me, Sha. Like, it shocked me to my bones how cold it is, how cold it gets in this place. Today, it's actually like minus 2, feels like minus 1. And there's always like that feels like temperature. It's a temperature that the weather shows you, and there's a feels like temperature. And feels like is like the one that is actual, that's the temperature that it actually is. And this temperature is like, how can it get to minus 40? How does it get to minus 40? Like, what is happening? Like, can someone explain to me why it's so cold? How is it that people have lived here all their lives? Like, you've been here for 30 something years, 50 something years, and you are still here. Like, how are you doing it? That's something that I don't think I can ever get used to. I don't think I can ever get used to the cold. It gets so cold. And when I came here at first, coming from Nigeria, where it's warm, it's humid, you would expect in a house, when you want to rent an apartment, you are looking for a fan or an AC, an air conditioner. And then I came to this apartment where I am in, and I'm like, sis, where is the AC? Where is the fan? Like, what's happening? I'm seeing heater. Like, I have enough heat. I need a fan. I need an AC. So, but of course, I kind of understood that. No, it's not AC that you need. You need a heater to survive. So it gets so cold here. In your house, you're cold. You're cold in your car. You're cold everywhere. And there's like 9 months of cold temperature, and then you get only like 3 months of summer. It's like, how? 6 months of sub-zero, under zero temperature. Like, the thing shocked me. I'm still shocked. I still get shocked. Like, I don't look forward to the winter. It's going to be winter very soon. It's already becoming winter anyways. This is November. It's already winter. And I don't look forward to the snow, to the winter. Oh my gosh, it's so cold. And my body does this thing where when I'm cold like that, I don't know if it happens to anybody. If it happens to you, please comment in the comment section. When you're outside in the cold, your eyes, you get teary. I get teary eyes when I'm outside. Like, I begin to, my eyes begin to water, and I begin to cry. I'm not the one crying though. I'm not crying. My body is forming tears. I'm not the one crying. But it's going to look like you're crying. And I remember when I first came to this place, I remember going to my lab. I think the first time I saw snow, or maybe the second time, where I remember it was very cold. And I was going to my lab. I was, because I said it's not very far, so I just walked to school. And I was walking to school, and the wind was entering my eye. It did enter my eye, and I was like, the tears were just flowing, just crying, cleaning tears. And the thing is, before the tears even form and drop, it has already dried, and you see tear marks on your face. Like, you're just like. So when I went to the lab and people around me saw that, you know, they saw the tears, they were like, "Are you okay? What's happening? Are you okay? Is everything okay?" And I was like, "Yes, I'm fine. I'm fine. You know, I'm just cold. It's so cold. The weather is so cold." They're like, "Oh, okay. Is that why you're crying?" "I'm not crying, Mama." I know they cry. I'm not crying. It's cold. Like, my body reacts. My body is. I feel like my body's like, what is happening with you? Like, why are you so cold? And it's reacting in a way that the body is crying, even though I'm not the one actually, you know, forcing the tears or anything. But that's one thing, like, that's how bad it gets for me. Like, I don't know how people get used to this cold. Like, I see people wearing like shorts, you know, they're wearing shorts outside when it's like 12 degrees or 15 degrees. It's cold now. I'm wearing jacket, trying to cover my body. Somebody's wearing shorts beside me, and maybe armless. And I'm looking at the person like, are you made of wood, or are you made of like carpets or something? Like, why are you not cold? You know? And it's funny because you think that as time goes on, you get used to the cold, but I don't think, even if I stay for 20 years, I don't think I can get used to this kind of cold, because that's one thing that really shocked me and continues to shock me. Number two is, I'm from Nigeria and we pay in Naira, and there's always I think as of when I came to Canada in 2019, $1 Canadian was 250 Naira. So, and then I'm going to the store to get something, and then I'm seeing something of $5, and you know that this thing is not for the price is not. What's happening? You're buying maybe like one toothbrush and you're telling me it's $5. What's happening now? Like, what's happening there? You know, it's like, I can't pay this kind of amount of money for just one toothbrush that is like 100 Naira in Nigeria. You're telling me it's $5. That's like, how much? Almost, it's more than 1,000 Naira now. What's happening? You know. So I feel like it's very common for everyone that, you know, moves to a country outside of where they're staying. There's always that tendency of trying to calculate based on what you normally pay for that thing. Now I'm used to it, but there's still some things that I want to buy. I'm like, I'd rather, you know, get it from Nigeria. Let somebody that's come from Nigeria bring it for me, or let them send it over for me or to me or something, you know, than for me to get it for that kind of price, you know. But when I came, I would not want to spend my money, because I feel like, how can you be spending this kind of money on this thing? And if you keep doing that, sis, bro, you're gonna be hungry. Like, you have to buy something and eat now. You have to get things. You have to live your life here. Like, you have to spend money. And then the next thing that I realized here is that people are nice. You know, the Canadians are nice. And you know, even before I came here, I've always heard that Canadians are nice. And it's true, they're nice. They are really nice here, like nice people. I remember when I came to Canada first time, of course, I was looking for an apartment. We came, I and my roommates, who happens to be my friend, we came and then we got an Airbnb, kind of like an Airbnb situation. We stayed for 2 weeks, but then we were looking for an apartment. And the day that we were supposed to move to the apartment, we didn't even have any bed, we didn't have any chair, we didn't have any furniture, basically. It was just an empty house that we had already gotten. And I remember that day I was talking to one of my classmates in school. Then we had a course, and after the course we're just having a conversation, and she was asking me about how life is for me, you know, being like a new student in Canada, in Winnipeg. How am I finding myself? Like, how is everything going, basically? And I was just telling her about, we just moved into the new apartment today. Actually, we were just moving in that day, and we didn't have anything. There was nothing we had, and there was like, you know, we had zero. We don't even know where to sleep that day. We didn't have a bed or anything. And guess what? She was like, we have 2 beds in our apartment that we are not using, and then we'd like to give it to you, her and her husband, and you know, some of the things that we're not using in their basement, and some of the things they put that they were not using. And I was even like, what? I was shocked, like, really? Like, that was really nice. That's so nice. And do you know, the funny thing was that they even came, they brought like a cupboard, they brought a couple of things, they even brought bed sheets. and they carried it to our apartment. They carried it inside our apartment. The husband and the wife, they carried some of the things. They helped us to move them into the apartment, and that was just so nice. And I was just like, God, thank you, because we didn't have anywhere to sleep. We could have slept on the floor, like we just put clothes and sleep on the floor, but we didn't have to do that because of the nicest people that I just met that day. And that was so good. And these people are nice. Not just that, there are many things. There are times that they will offer to ride, to take you for a ride. I mean, to take you to the store if you need a ride, and just things like that. So people are nice here, and that's coming from a place where before you can even say something to someone, you have to say sorry, excuse me, please. Everyone is angry, everyone is stressed, everyone is trying to get to their day, everyone is trying to hustle, nobody has time for you. And then I feel like the people that are nice in Nigeria as well, but it's not very the situation of the country is already like a mess, and nobody has time to be nice. So, and then there's something that Canadians do, or I feel like maybe not Canadian, maybe not generally, but something I realize that the people around me do is like, it's very common. They do this when you're talking to them, or when you're talking to them and explaining something, they're like it's like they're listening to you. They do that sound, and it just kind of, I just like it. I don't know why. I find it very interesting and very funny. And I think I started doing it. I realized I started doing it. I don't even know when I started doing it as well. Like when you're talking to them, like that was something I just kind of like. It just kind of seems like they are listening. It's kind of like a confirmation of I'm okay, yeah, that kind of thing. Like I listen to you, but that's something that they also do here as well. Also, another thing is that you have to ask people before you can help them. You have to ask for permission before you can help people. So what I mean by that is that there is something called personal space and privacy. And I think that it's very common, like it's a big deal here. In Nigeria, somebody might have a collared shirt on, and then the collar is probably hanging in the air. And then you, as a person at the back of the person, maybe sitting at the back of the person, you want to be a nice person and just try to adjust the collar and just try to, fix it. In this place, I feel like you can't really do that like that. Like, you have to kind of say, you have to maybe just tell them, oh, can I help you do this? You have to kind of ask for permission to help them before you can help somebody. If somebody's in an accident, you can't just go and touch the person and start helping the person. If the person is someone that can respond, say, can I help you? That kind of, and you have to say yes. You have to give you permission to help them before you can help them. That's something that was really shocking to me, because I'm trying to help you. I'm not trying to, I didn't really get the whole thing. I didn't really get it, that you have to ask for permission before you can help. And then I remember one time I was walking, and then I think two elderly people, I think an old man and an old woman. I think the woman fell down on the snow. She kind of slipped on the snow, and I was at the back, and I kind of ran to kind of help her, like just help her stand up, because they are old people. And the man looked at me like, she was just like, oh, I was like, oh, sorry, like, oh, sorry, I was just trying to help. It just seemed like she was like kind of like, what are you doing? That kind of look. So that was like, I was just like, oh, sorry, I was trying to help you. So I feel like I should have just said, oh, can I help you? Instead of just going to go and help, or like that, just going to go and touch the person. That would have been a problem. They could have just maybe sued you. Oh, you touched me without asking for permission. So you have to be kind of careful with that kind of thing here. So, I mean, in a scenario where the person is unconscious, then maybe that's a different thing. But, when the person can ask, you can ask for permission. You have to ask for permission. And that's something that I found very interesting about this place. And also, just to follow up on that, I realized that they don't really say sorry like that. Like, they say sorry, but like the sorry is not. Sometimes in Nigeria, you're like, oh, sorry. You tap somebody, like, oh, hi, sorry, excuse me. That's not, like, the sorry is not. They say sorry only when it's necessary. They don't say sorry anyhow. Like, for example, a couple of times there's something that happened. Maybe somebody got injured, or somebody fell down, or something happened, and then I'm like, oh, sorry. They're like, oh, no, it's not your fault. You don't have to say, like, it's not your fault. So they're like trying to understand why you're saying sorry. You get it? So in Nigeria, like, oh, so, like somebody hit leg on table, or hit leg on chair, or somebody jammed something. Sorry, sorry. But you can't say sorry The only time you can say sorry is when you did something wrong to the person. Or I'm sorry for doing that. Or maybe somebody misplaced something. You're like, oh, sorry that had that happened to you. You know? So yeah, it was just kind of weird for me because I'm just like, I'm saying sorry because I feel sorry that happened. Or but it's like it's just kind of weird. So you have to kind of understand that I feel like they understand you when you're saying sorry, but that's not the right thing to say. You kind of have to know what to say. Be like, oh wow, be careful. I don't even know what to even say in that scenario, to be honest. I get confused sometimes. I'm just like, what do I say? I still say sorry, to be honest. When somebody hits leg on the table and I'm there, I'm like, oh sorry. They're like, oh no, it's not your fault. I'm like, yeah, okay. Sorry now. I don't know what to say. So that was something that's also interesting that they do. And